Greetings, everyone. Greetings. Welcome to another episode of Brown Girls Are Beautiful. I am your hostess and your melanated queen, y'all. I just woke up from a nap, so excuse me. I was supposed to have been posting videos this whole entire weekend. I hope y'all had a great Memorial Day weekend, but my energy has been so low, so drained. I don't know what's going on with this weather. Right now, I think I'm in heute ist Dienstag, everybody. Today is Tuesday. Yeah, 58 degrees. So anyway, I think tomorrow we're supposed to be having some more rain. I think Dallas is supposed to be 78. So anyway, now that I got all of that out the way, hopefully everybody's having a blessed week. With that being said, I wanted to just touch on some very basic stuff. So I've been seeing the stuff going on between Remy Ma and Papoose, y'all. And this is just my thoughts and opinions, all right? I was never a Remy Ma fan, never a Papoose fan. Nothing against Papoose. I don't have anything against them because I don't know them personally. But Remy Ma is nobody that I would like get in my car and ride down the road and say, oh yeah, let me pull up Apple Music and put on some Remy Ma. That never happened. I think she had a few songs that I can remember. Conceited. I'm conceited. I got a reason. And the reason that I listened to that song is because I like the hook and the beat. That was it. But other than that, oh, and I guess I'm all the way up. I'm all the way up. Nothing can stop me. I'm all the way up. And that's because of the beat as well, right? And then I think she's in that song too, featured. As far as the whole entire Remy Ma album, that's not something that I was paying attention to. Now, Lil' Kim, Foxy Brown, okay, maybe Trina, Nicki Minaj, Megan Thee Stallion. Okay, I could listen to some of their songs, mixtapes, and all of that type of stuff. But as far as a Remy Ma is concerned, that was never happening for me. Now, you might feel differently, and that's certainly fine. This is not an attack on anyone. But I've been seeing the stuff that's been going on out here, and it is egregious, y'all. So if their marriage was real, because, you have to take everything with a grain of salt out here, I'm just like, for her to say these things about her alleged husband, it is very, very embarrassing. It's not a good look for either one of them, but especially I would say on Remy Ma's part, because for someone to have been there for you while you were locked up, first of all, let's explore that, okay? So when she went in, he held her down, allegedly, right? That's what everybody's saying. And on top of that, I would say, think about the reason why she was locked up. I think they said she shot one of her friends for stealing $1,500, if my memory serves me correctly. So that lets you know, all right, what type of mentality this woman had back then. On top of that, she went and got locked up knowing that she had a son out here. And now who's locked up? Her son. And people keep saying, oh, why does she speak about her son? What type of mother is she? Blah, 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 blah. Okay, she was born May 30th. So she's a Gemini. All right, that explains a lot, y'all. Not to say anything about a Gemini, because I have a lot of Gemini in my birth chart, which I was very unaware of. And when I found out, I didn't like it. But there's nothing I can do about it. So I do kind of understand the characteristics of some Geminis and things like that. But you have to be careful, because let's think about who we have as Geminis out here in the world. Tupac was a Gemini. Lassane Parrish Crooks, I can think his real name. Donald Trump is a Gemini. Kanye West a Gemini. And I want you to think about how they behave, some of their behavior and antics that goes on in social media. It says, what was she jailed for? Shooting and wounding an acquaintance after discovering money was missing from her purse after a night out in Manhattan. For doing something like that, you're not thinking about the consequences of your actions. And if you are thinking about it, you don't care. You're acting on impulse. So I think at that time she did have a son. So for Papoose to be around all of that time, because she was locked up for about 7 years, y'all. He said for the first year he went to visit her every single day. for the first year. And she said in an interview, she had to tell him, you cool, you can stop coming, you don't have to come up here every day. Okay. Now, it's always been my opinion that she comes off as very masculine. She wears definitely the pants, it looks like, in her household. That's just how it comes off. It's perceived that way. And I feel like Papoose likes masculine females, and he comes across, he's supposed to be a Pisces. From what I know about Pisces dudes, I don't know what type of Pisces he is, because they are very aggressive and can be very assertive and can have tempers. But he seems to be the different type. So you can have the red fish and the blue fish. And I think Pisces and Gemini are supposed to be compatible. They're almost the same when you think about their personality structure, because Geminis, they said they're like Dr. Jekyll and Hyde. So they have two different personalities. And actually, Geminis change all throughout the day. They change into 3 or 4 different people throughout the day. I am not exaggerating. I've seen this happen firsthand. So I could only imagine the dynamic that went on in that household. I think Remy Ma has very different sides, polar opposites to her. And then also, I feel that Papoose can be someone different too. So they probably had a very interesting concept and a dynamic within their relationship. I'm not here to judge. Whatever they like it, we love it, huh? But y'all, I feel that Clarissa Shields needs to be kind of careful and not be used as a pawn in this entire situation, even if that's not the intent, because she's dealing with a married man. Well, he's still married. I think he just filed for divorce May 22nd. He said he signed them papers. That's what Usher said. I'm ready to sign them papers. You know what I mean? Because he said the same thing about Tamika Raymond back in the day. I didn't feel sorry for him either. Nobody told him to mess around with Tamika Raymond. Now look, they're not even together. That's a whole different topic, y'all, because I don't even know who would take. Never mind. Anyway, back to Remy Ma and Papoose. He said he filed the papers May 22nd. I would be concerned if I were Clarissa Shield as to what took him so long. Why did Remy Ma have to tell him, had to come on social media and publicly embarrass him into shaming him to sign those papers? Because if you think about how long they've allegedly been together in the public eye, that's been a long time. And then we don't know what happened behind the scenes with a lot of this, drama. But for Remy Ma to come out publicly with Easy the Block Captain, that is, to me, kind of embarrassing, especially when you have a husband that you've had a child with. That daughter looks just like her. And, whatever they're putting on the internet, the girl can be exposed to. She might see it one day. Her friends could see it. Family members, relatives. That's why you don't want to come online doing all of that, right? Especially if you have a family with this person and y'all were married and share a child. Y'all, it is just too much. They're too old for this. I think Remy Ma's like 40 something. It says she's 44 years old. And then Papoose is in his 40s as well. So when, they did this whole black love situation, remember that? There was a whole black love thing. Papoose was wearing it on his hat. Y'all do not play into those narratives. The same thing with Tina Knowles and her husband. I think she was on the Black Love show as well. And what did they end up? They ended up in divorce. And I just feel like social media, I'm not even going to say social media tore their marriage apart. I feel like Remy Ma helped tear her own marriage apart, especially bringing out Easy to Block Captain, coming out, in public with him, and then flaunting it on the internet. Now she's at the point where she doesn't care. She doesn't care. The things that she said about him, y'all, ooh, you can't come back from that stuff, like on social media. She called him a girl, said he was pawning her jewelry, basically alleging that he's broke, he doesn't have any money. But I'm like, why would you throw stuff like this in his face? Called him emotional. Yes, he probably is emotional, especially considering what has taken place on the internet with his marriage, y'all. And then I don't agree with the fact that they're acting like a male cannot have emotions about something that concerns his family or his wife, you know. And then they're saying he should have never put hands on Easy to Block. Well, hey, maybe that's how he was feeling that day. Maybe the disrespect had really gotten to him. And I don't think he should have, you know, risked going to jail over this situation. But luckily, I guess no one called the police on him. And they said it didn't even matter because Remy Ma still went home with the help, y'all. It just didn't matter. So this is a bigger problem within Papoose by dealing with her behavior, because this isn't the first time that she allegedly cheated on him. He knew about her cheating behavior. They went to go get therapy. She was supposed to be leaving him alone, Easy to Block Captain alone. She snuck behind the therapist's back, snuck behind Papoose's back, still was meeting up with Easy to Block Captain. So she made her choice. Okay, she made it very clear what she wanted to do. At that point, leave it alone, let it go. Let her do what she wants to do. And, you know, I think they probably have businesses or business tied into their marriage, property, the house, stuff like that needs to be sorted out. But at some point, you just have to draw the line with the disrespect. And once you show someone that you're not going to tolerate their disrespect and just go quiet, and only speak to them about business. Don't try to be cordial. Don't try to smooth it over. You know, whatever you need to talk about. If it's about the child, talk to them about the child. But I'm going to tell you, there are a lot of females that wish they had a husband that was as supportive as Papoose was, because she said that he was the best shoe tire, whatever she said, like he was the best person to support. Like she considered him almost like an assistant type dude, right? But without having him there assisting her, then he's not being supportive. And so the fact that he was supportive and that got thrown in his face, I really don't agree with that behavior, because I feel like for him to be able to stand back and let her shine and not, I would say it didn't seem as though he was jealous or envious of her success. I would feel like her win is the entire family winning, right? Because they're all in the same household together. Should not be any competition. He's able to let her shine. But it looks like, I feel like some of this went to her head, and I feel like she thinks that she's a bigger celebrity than what she really is. In the grand scheme of things, she's not a world renowned person. I mean, now if you're talking about the status of a Michael Jackson, everybody on each continent knew who Michael Jackson was. He was more popular than any president that we've had. Michael Jackson transcends generations, y'all. Remy Ma is just that, Remy Ma, okay? And we know about her because they have pushed her since she came out of jail. I didn't even understand why they pushed her so heavy and hard. Like it was this big thing going on, all of this media attention, and I still couldn't understand it. But nonetheless, she utilized that to the best. And I think she has like a boutique in North Carolina. I think they have a residence in North Carolina as well. And then I met somebody one time that said they worked with Papoose and Remy Ma, but I was not impressed by it. I'm like, okay, maybe you have ties to those people, but that whole scenario of a celebrity status, I don't get moved by that, y'all. These people are people just like everybody else. And to see how far it has come to get to the media like this, they're going out looking really bad. More so Remy Ma, I would say, than Papoose. She seems very bothered, and he seems bothered as well, because they said he went on a 3-hour rant on Instagram. So it probably had really built up, and he had to get some stuff off his chest, y'all. But later on, I will do a deeper delve into it. Hopefully I can do a live stream about it, y'all, and we can go in on a lot of the things that I noted that they both said. Like I said, I do question, why did Papoose deal with this type of behavior from Remy Ma so long? And I feel like most men would not have dealt with that. So she's making it seem like he's an opportunist. He's making it seem like she's an opportunist. I do think she's an opportunist. I just still question why he would put up with that for so long, being a man, because men usually don't tolerate cheating. I mean, not from what I've seen. But Yeah, this is a very nasty situation that is taking place, and it came out of nowhere, y'all. I don't even know why they ended up doing all of that. I think what everybody's saying is the Breakfast Club interview sparked heavy concern from Remy Ma when Clarissa Shields started talking about her and Papoose's relationship. I'm pretty sure Remy Ma has caught wind of that interview, and then she said that she was being disrespected. She said Clarissa disrespected her, but I did not hear Clarissa Shields disrespect Remy Ma. I think she's just hypersensitive because of the situation taking place, and she is very upset that she cannot control the narrative, y'all. She's very upset that she cannot control the situation with Papoose because she seems like she's very controlling as well. Does she have signs of narcissism? In my personal opinion, yes. Yes. And I want to know personally what males can listen to that voice all day. See, let's make this clear. And all of this and that, and then sounding like you snickering, like all of that. And I understand that people from New York and from Brooklyn, they do have a certain what I want to say, a dialect, because everyone has some type of accent depending upon where they reside or where they come from. And New Yorkers definitely have a heavy accent, but I just feel like she puts too much into the inflection in her words. And it might be okay for some, but for me, if I were a male and having to listen to that all day, I don't know how he does it. Like I said, I think Papoose likes a very masculine female for whatever reason. Maybe he likes confident females, and sometimes I feel like your ego can get the best of you, and it can ruin something that could have meant to be a blessing, that could have been beautiful. Because, here she is, this man didn't even have children with her. He was still there for her when she got out of jail. Most men don't do that. That's what females do, really, right? So she disrespected him, called him a female. Then on top of that, he wanted to have a baby with her, and that's on the Breakfast Club. They did a Breakfast Club interview 6 years ago where she had to undergo IVF treatment. He was helping her with that. He really wanted to father a child with her, and lo and behold, she ended up miscarrying, and then she got pregnant with the daughter, and he seemed so happy about it. He seemed very excited to be fathering a child with her. I remember seeing an episode of Love and Hip Hop when she had brought the balloons out to show him that, hey, they're having a baby or whatever. He just seemed so excited, y'all. So for me to have a husband to be excited to bear children with you, or to want to father a child and be there for the child, you're already blessed. You know how many men out here, or males out here, that are not men, that they don't father this child. They just impregnate a female and leave them to be single women, single mothers, leave them struggling, but apparently he really wanted a family with her. So that's just what it appears from the outside looking in. Like I said, I don't know these people personally. None of us do. So I can only insinuate what they are showing us on the screens, right? On the TV screen, when they come on social media. And I still feel that she's very blessed to have Papoose as the father of her child, especially if he's being involved. Now, his other children with the other females, I don't know what those situations entailed. I'm not an advocate of breaking up a family, having a split home, especially it seems like they had outside children already. They merged together with no children. He stuck with her for 7 years. While she was in jail, they didn't have any children together until after she got out of jail. To me, I don't know how many men do that, but this is what was done. And I'm wondering, did it have anything to do with the celebrity status, the quote unquote celebrity status that they convey that she had? Because it really was not on a grand scale or on a big level. I don't know if there were things promised to them or for them for when she got out. I don't know how they finagled that situation. People from New York are very resourceful in how they are able to navigate situations. So that is very very interesting concept that took place between the dynamic of their marriage. I must say that. Now, he also spoke about how she was very disrespectful by having another female in their house doing intimate acts, I guess, with this female that she used to be locked up with, right? So it's trust me when I say this, it's not surprising to me that she would be messing with females, because she comes off as very masculine anyway. So I could see her doing that. And then to add insult to injury, not only did she do this in their house that they shared together where their family dwells, but he said that the baby girl was in the bed with them. Now that is nastiness, okay? That is classless. And let me tell you something. Class is not something that you can purchase. Class is not something you can buy. Let me say that again for the people in the back who didn't hear me. Class is not something you can buy. And that is very disrespectful. He should have put his foot down back then. He should have really not only told the woman, because he said he told the female to get the F out. He said he doesn't put his hands on females. But I think he really should have went in on Remy Ma at that point for being that disrespectful. Like, he should have handled that situation then, because anytime that she felt that bold, I don't care if it was a man or a woman, to do something like that in the household that they share together, she had no respect for him anyway. She had no respect for him back then. Why did he stick around? So I don't think a man is just going to stick around and be loyal and do nothing, right? I don't see that happening, because he's not a bad looking guy. But everybody's saying he was loyal. He was there for her, which he does seem like he has some loyalty. And he does seem like he's been there for her and very supportive. And actually, I feel like he's handled the situation more mature than what I've seen her handle it. A more mature fashion than what I've seen on her part. Does she deserve the amount of respect that he's shown her, the amount of grace, the poise that he's had over all of this time? I guess it's a reflection of him, and how she reacts and how she behaves is a reflection of her. And to add insult to the injury, she came on live at the mall with Easy the Block Captain in the background, criticizing him, talking about him right in front of Easy the Block, right? So it's just like, when do the antics stop, right? I guess they're done with it for the Memorial Day weekend, because I really haven't heard much more. However, Papoose did come out with a freestyle, sitting in the car, dissing Easy to Block. And then I think Easy to Block came out with a freestyle. And then I saw Papoose with another freestyle. Well, he was talking about Remy Ma, talking about people forget when you help them. But if I were Papoose, I wouldn't even come out freestyling about Remy Ma. Honestly, silence is your power sometimes. When you give people no energy, you give them nothing, that speaks louder than words. That really will get under her skin. So if I were Papoose, I wouldn't give it energy. Keep doing, like, you know how they say the best revenge is success. A lot of times when you're in that situation, you don't want to hear it, but like, she's going to feel it. If he starts leveling up, if he continues to do what he needs to do for himself, and he's healthier, happier, more independent, gets his money up, gets a whole bunch of situations coming his way, and he finds a lady that he's happy with and a good relationship with all of his children, not just the one that he has with Remy Ma. Because I did not agree with the fact that she came out and basically let it be known that Papoose's son, he doesn't have a good relationship with the son. They don't really speak, they don't really talk. And then she put it out there that his son is a part of the LGBTQ community. That's not something for her to disclose, because first of all, she's not the mother of the son. All right. She is the stepmother. And then on top of that, I don't know if the boy wanted that disclosed. I don't know if Papoose wanted that disclosed. So really, I felt like that was being very petty. That was a very low blow to take. And I don't think Papoose appreciated that either. So that's just my take on it. As far as the things that Papoose said about Remy, she can't keep what closed. She's been doing stuff behind his back, and he knew about it. Like I said, he should have a long time ago put his foot down with Remy Ma. I don't care what she thinks she is. She's not a real man. Okay, no matter how masculine she comes off as. Sometimes you have to let it be known that you're not going to be disrespected. I don't care who it is, what they think their status is in this world, because trust and believe there are a lot of people that don't know who she is, don't know who Papoose is. They don't know who I am. And you know, that's what it is. But it doesn't matter. A person is a person is a person is a person all day long. And what you're not going to do, I remember I told this to one of my managers. I don't care who you are. We had a meeting. I don't care if you were the president of the United States. I said this. You're not going to disrespect me. You're not. That's how people have to be in this world, because if you keep leveraging, oh well, this person has this title, this person has this, or you know, they have this money, or we share this together, and they keep dangling that over your head or utilizing these things, they're going to keep mistreating you, because they know that you don't want to lose whatever it is that you feel are the perks of being with this person. So you have to really value yourself more than you value the other person. I don't care if it's a marriage or relationship. And I really wish more females would understand that for themselves, because there are a lot of females out here that value the male, care about the male, love the male more than they love themselves. You think it doesn't happen? Yes, it does. And yeah, stop tolerating it, females. You know, stop tolerating it. But anyway, those are just my little thoughts, my consensus about the whole debacle that went down this weekend. Like I said, I would like to do a live stream talking about it, y'all. So just stay tuned. I've been very tired. Like I told you, my energy has been very drained. And so I'm going to sign out. You all stay blessed. Until next time, remember to always continue to walk in your divinity. You all take care. All right, y'all. Signing on out of here.